Dave, I know we've seen quite a few lefties recently, so kind of how you've set up the lineup, mixing Teoscar, Freddie, things like that. Teoscar's a little further down in the lineup today. What kind of just went into that decision of how you wanted to construct today's lineup going up against Peralta?
I think just thinking about, where they're at as a staff, they're going to need length out of Freddie. And so just to, feel that, having Max in the 5, I think it just makes it a little bit more challenging for him, and just understanding that, trying to beat the starter, and I felt this lineup construction is the best way to go about it.
Let's go to Jack down in front.
How much of a advantage is it to win a game one in which they have to use so much of their high leverage pitching in the way that game played out?
It's as a game when not every win's important, but when you can, win a ball game and get looks at their leverage guys, and they've obviously, had to expend a lot of energy getting to this point. And so when you're looking at 4 games in 5 days, and still securing a win was huge for us. And, feel good where we're at on the pitching side, and obviously getting a look at a handful of guys yesterday as well.
And then in your bullpen, Roki's fastball velocity has ticked down a little bit over the course of the postseason. How much of a concern is that? Is that just kind of part of, the more you pitch him, the more kind of mileage it's on the arm, or what do you attribute that to?
That's interesting. Yeah, we've identified that. I don't know the answer. We'll see how today goes, but it's one of those things that we're still in sort of uncharted territory with him, and so we're still gathering information, and he's doing everything he can to stay ready and be productive. But it's something that's certainly on our radar, and I don't know if it's, I don't think it'd be fatigue, or if it's mechanical, but it may be a combo like most things are.
Let's go to Sonia in the second row.
Dave, would that make Roki unavailable today, potentially?
I wouldn't say unavailable, but it is unlikely that we'll use him.
And, you've continued to use Treinen in some high leverage spots, even with the ups and downs of a season. What has kind of led you to kind of keep that faith in him and want to put him in those positions?
I think it's, I think I know he's pitched in huge spots for us. I think he does a great job of handling his emotions. And when you're pitching in playoff games in big spots, it doesn't matter what the season ERA is. It's what you do in a particular moment. And I think that for me, I'm willing to bet on certain players in big spots, regardless of, other things that might have led up to a particular moment. And Blake's one of those guys.
Let's go to Bill in the second row, far right.
Yeah, the crazy double play last night, what do you do with that? You just put it away, or do you use it as a teachable moment? Do you discuss it at all?
We discussed it a little bit, but honestly, we had the play this year, and our coaches talked about it even recently. And so definitely don't put it away. Very unlikely that happens 3 times in 1 year to one team, but I would be shocked if, number one, if it happens again, and if we make the same mistakes. I do think that we're very versed in the rules, and we really take pride in that. But that was just one of those crazy situations. But I am grateful of the fact that even after that crazy play, we continue to kind of fight and take good at bats afterward, and didn't let it kind of bring us down for the rest of the game.
And the topic of your haunted hotel has come up again. You've stayed there many times over the years, I'm sure. Do you have any paranormal stories for us?
I don't. Those stories went away when I was about 10 years old, so no, not anymore. I'm okay to go to bed now.
A few more for Dave. Anybody? Kirsten?
Just quickly on Yoshinobu, what When he makes the adjustments, whether in game, in between starts, what do you see from him that allows him to have more success, especially when you consider, his last outing here wasn't one of his stronger ones, and how he, I have to imagine, just personally looks to get back on track against this team?
Yeah. In-game adjustments, there's some part of it of pitch mix, whether it's, going to the breaking ball more or going to the fastball, whatever pitch it might be, right, to get him back on track. Don't know the answer until we're in it. I do think that how to start off the right way is get ahead. And that's the thing that when he does get ahead, he's good, and when he doesn't, he labors. And so that's kind of the tale for Yoshinobu. So, my expectation is that he's going to get ahead of these guys, and then the split's going to be better than it was his last outing, and it's going to be a good outing.
Nat, third row.
Dave, did you decide which game Shohei is pitching?
Show will throw game 4, and then Glass game 3.
Any last ones for Dave? Dylan, down front.
Why those? How'd you decide on that 3 and 4 starting?
Just puts Shohei's been fine with rest. Potentially lines him up, if we need a game 7 out of the pen. Game 3, we feel that Tyler is like on regular rest, so it kind of lines him up as well. So just kind of all these things just made sense.
All right, Doc, thanks.
All
We'll
right,
see you
thanks,
post
guys.
game.
Yep.